I just finished seeing the highly anticipated and highly praised film Longlegs this weekend, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how to feel about this movie. So let's get started on my review of Longlegs. Let's go. What's going on, all my Flicksters? This is Jacey from Jacey Flicks, and I just finished watching the Longlegs movie this weekend. Now, before I do get started with my review, please know that this will be a spoiler-free review, just in case you haven't seen this movie yet, currently showing in theaters. Also, please make sure that you hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay up to date on more movies that I'm reviewing just like this. So unlike most critics, this hasn't been my most anticipated horror film of 2024 when it was announced, but I still was looking forward to it, especially being that I am a horror fan and whatnot. Now, back when this was announced, there was so much talk about Nicolas Cage's performance. Plus, the marketing for this film leading up to its release date has been great. From the videos of Cage's character to the billboards with the phone numbers on it with an automated recorded message of the killer, to how the studio neon was so hush-hush on keeping Cage's look under wraps and not showing any of his appearance in the previews or clips. The hype was so unreal for this film, and I feel like it still is in a way lingering. Not only that, but critics who got a chance to see an early screening of this film a few months ago were consistently raving about this film, saying that it had the potential to be the best and or scariest film of this year so far. With that being said, I watched it the other night along with everyone else during its premiere, and I must say, this film was a bit overhyped. Of course, this is due to, like I said, the excellent marketing campaign they had surrounding it, early critics who saw it, who were raving about it. I took about a day or so just to ponder my actual thoughts about this film, and also took time to think about what I was going to rate this film. It's a mixed bag for me. So let me tell you guys why in a non-spoiler type of way. So Longlegs stars Micah Monroe, Blair Underwood, Nicolas Cage, Alicia Witt for all my nostalgic horror movie lovers who remember her in the film Urban Legend, and a few others. FBI agent Lee Harker is assigned to an unsolved serial killer case that takes an unexpected turn, revealing evidence of the occult. Harker discovers a personal connection to the killer and must stop him before he strikes again. So there was a lot of talk about this film being compared to the Silence of the Lambs film, and in some ways it kind of is. The plot also resembles a cat and mouse game with the detective, played by Micah Monroe, trying to find puzzle pieces in order to find this serial killer, and you do find out that there is a link to the detective and the serial killer as the plot goes on. Now, as far as the positives, I do love the dread and the unsettling elements and the feelings you do get when you are watching this film that director Osgood Perkins puts in this film, who, by the way, if you guys do not know, is the son of former actor Anthony Perkins from the classic horror movie Psycho. The wide-angle shots that he uses not only puts you right in the middle of the experience, but also leaves you waiting for anything to pop out or see lingering in the background. So it wasn't the directing or the cinematic direction of this film, or even the concept, to be honest. It's a detective horror film at its core, which picks a strange antisocial protagonist dead set on looking for a serial killer who is acted out amazingly by Nicolas Cage. The first two acts of this film are great and makes you feel very uneasy and makes you feel like you are disturbed in a way watching what is going on and how Micah Monroe is going to find Nicolas Cage. So for about 3/4 of this film, it is good, to be honest. It kept me captivated and kept my attention for the most part. So it could have been great. It could have been amazing and even flawless. It's, however, the third act where it just doesn't seem to work for me. And I know I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for this, but I really wanted to like all of this film. So this leads me to the negatives that kind of weigh this film down for me. Towards the end of this film, where the rest of the plot unravels, I could not figure out why a certain element and a reveal of how this killer was committing these murders decided to be in this film. It was almost written as though there would be a bit of supernatural element to this movie when it had the gritty, realistic tone to it throughout. In the beginning, we also learned that Detective Lee Harker has, let's say, a certain set of abilities that is only mentioned once and never addressed again. It's almost like if it weren't for the excellent marketing campaign for this film, the great sound design and performance of Nicolas Cage, that the audience wouldn't have just brushed over some of those logical plot details that had glaring holes in them. At least to me, that's where the movie just lost me. And the critic side came out in me and I just couldn't help it. Not only that, but like I said, the reveal of how these murders were happening just didn't do it for me. It kind of took me out of the scary, unsettling experience. And also, I did happen to notice as I started to think about it more, there were some scenes in there and times where it got pretty slow. But there were scenes in the film and at times where you felt the adrenaline rush. You felt some of the scares. You felt some of the jump scares that really made you feel uneasy. But for some of the scenes in between, it tended to drag just a little bit too long. And I could see how a casual moviegoer could see this as either one, boring, or number two, not making much sense. Now, I am a movie critic and I am someone who has studied film back in college and all of those things. However, I'm not scared to say that generally speaking from an audience's experience, you may feel the unsettling feeling, you may feel a little scared, you may feel disturbed, but if something doesn't make sense, it kind of can take you out of the experience and make you feel like this really couldn't happen or it's just not believable. So with all that being said, you guys, I say this film was a bit overhyped and was just a little short of being a solid, good horror film. So I'm going to give Longlegs 3 flames out of 5 and a slightly warm or average rating.
Okay.
That's just my opinion though, you guys. I do think if you are a big, huge horror fan just like I am, it may be worth the watch for you for the suspenseful dread throughout and Nicolas Cage's performance, but it's not something that I would recommend you go out to see in theaters right away. Maybe just wait until it comes out in streaming to check it out, since it is a bit of a mixed bag, at least for me. All right, guys, so have you seen Longlegs yet in theaters? If so, what did you think of it overall? You guys may like it more than me. It's just my opinion, but I just have to be honest with you all. And also, I'm not the type of person that follows along with trends and follows every single person saying something is great or amazing. Also, what did you think of Nicolas Cage's performance? I felt like it was great overall. But let me know in the comments below. Last thing before I do go, you guys, please make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay up to date. My name's Jacey from Jacey Flicks, and until next time, I'm out.